Money, politics, sex, corruption. Jeffrey Epstein sat at the center of it all, with friends in high places, allegations that followed for decades, and the victims he left behind. What really happened, and who was Epstein? And what do we actually know about the people connected to him? These are the facts. Jeffrey Epstein, the late American financier and convicted sex offender, rose to wealth and prominence through New York City finance circles. First hired at Bear Stearns in the late 70s, before starting his own financial management firm. Much of his fortune came from billionaire Leslie Wexner, who handed Epstein extraordinary control over his finances. By the 1980s and 90s, Epstein was using his wealth to build connections with politicians, academics, celebrities, even royalty. Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump, among other celebrities. By 1998, Epstein had purchased a private Caribbean island, mansions in New York and Florida, and had a growing network of powerful friends. His homes and private jet hosted a steady stream of visitors, nearly all of whom deny involvement in anything illegal. Allegations of sexual abuse surfaced as early as 2005 when Florida police began investigating claims Epstein had molested a 14-year-old girl.
How many times have you solicited a minor for prostitution?
I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
Facing dozens of similar accusations, Epstein was indicted by state prosecutors but secured a plea deal in 2008. The deal granted Epstein and potential co-conspirators immunity from federal prosecution, sparking controversy. Filed under seal, prosecutors agree not to tell Epstein's victims about the immunity agreement. Epstein pleaded guilty to state charges of soliciting a minor and serving 13 months in a work release program, allowing him to leave jail 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, while receiving visitors.
We found Epstein was allowed to visit his Palm Beach mansion at least 9 times over a 10-month period while he was on work release.
Even after his 2008 conviction, Epstein maintained powerful ties, including a former CIA director and top finance figures. His name continued to surface in headlines throughout the 2010s. In 2015, his longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell was sued for defamation by Epstein accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre. With momentum building, in 2018, the Miami Herald published a series of investigative reports into Epstein and the role of then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta in Epstein's plea deal, kicking off renewed interest. By 2019, the Justice Department charged Epstein with sex trafficking of underage girls, stating he exploited a network of dozens of victims with assistance from associates. Epstein pleaded not guilty, but was found dead in his cell in August 2019. Following an official investigation, his death was ruled a suicide. The death, in the absence of a completed trial, fueled speculation, controversy, and theories surrounding alleged powerful accomplices.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Under multiple administrations, the U.S. government has faced calls to release all Epstein-related materials, while congressional committees and advocacy groups continue to press for transparency. Court documents have since been released, naming Epstein associates, witnesses, victims, and employees, though thousands more remain sealed. DOJ officials and the FBI maintain all actionable evidence has been released, and further sealed documents are either redundant, already public, or would disclose victims' identities. They've also emphasized that some names appear only by association, not accusation, and that no public records confirm criminal acts by those listed.
Our memo on Epstein clearly points out that there was no client list, our July 6 memo.
The FBI and DOJ have stated there is no evidence of a so-called client list or proof of blackmail. Still, numerous reports have alleged Epstein worked for the U.S. and Israeli intelligence agencies. And in July 2025, the DOJ interviewed Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who has since been moved from a low-security prison in Florida to a minimum-security prison in Texas. Amid accusations of a cover-up, official reviews conclude no basis for further prosecution. Jeffrey Epstein was a complex and deeply controversial figure, and so are the narratives that surround his life, crimes, and death. The pro-establishment narrative states that there were extensive investigations and multiple waves of document releases. These releases confirm, beyond Epstein and his convicted partner Ghislaine Maxwell, no credible evidence implicates other high-profile individuals in criminal acts. The FBI and DOJ have systematically reviewed every case, releasing all possible information without jeopardizing victims' privacy. If there is another document release, it should be conducted with respect for the victims and without needlessly smearing innocent people. The establishment critical narrative states that the Epstein scandal demonstrates coordinated protection for wealthy and powerful individuals. Despite damning evidence and numerous named associates, the legal system granted Epstein lenient deals, and subsequent prosecutions completely avoided investigating his alleged accomplices. The delayed partial release of files and consistent government refusal to disclose all materials indicate an ongoing cover-up. For more breakdowns of the biggest stories, subscribe to our channel and visit us at verity.news.